Today, we are hanging out at Disney's Port Orleans Resort where there is a ton of new food. We'll be visiting Scat Cats for the new seasonal beignets, the quick service restaurants for some interesting new bites, and we'll end with a visit to Boatwrights to check out their new menu. You guys know I'm a huge fan of the beignets from Port Orleans, so we're kicking things off at the French Quarter. The regular Mickey beignets here are amazing and hard to beat, but sometimes they roll out a seasonal flavor. Of course, they have the cookies and cream beignets, which are around during Halloween season and are my favorite. This year for Valentine's Day, they also had specialty Valentine's beignets that had like a raspberry sugar on them. They were okay, but not my favorite, and I'm hoping this next flavor is really good. So from today through, I'm assuming the 4th of July, they have these special July 4th beignets, which are kind of like an apple pie vibe. They're coated in cinnamon sugar, and I love apple pie, so these sound great to me.
Kristen?
That's me.
Gabriel?
Thank you so much. Have a good one. We have picked up our 4th of July beignets, and let me tell you, these aren't only looking amazing, they smell amazing too. These are cinnamon sugar dusted beignets with marshmallow sauce and apple pie filling for $9.79. Just like the regular order of beignets, this comes with 3, and what I'm noticing right off the bat is that the cinnamon sugar is not evenly distributed throughout the beignet, and I was also really hoping that the apple pie filling would kind of be stuffed inside of the beignet and not just thrown on top, but it's kind of just on top here. Before we get into all the apple pie filling, I want to just try the beignet on its own. It should taste kind of like a churro Mickey beignet, I guess, right? Cheers, guys. Ears first. These are still warm and really good. I was worried there wasn't going to be enough cinnamon sugar flavor because by the looks of it, they didn't look to be completely coated, but that cinnamon sugar flavor is certainly there. The cinnamon pairs so well with that marshmallow frosting as well. It seems like no matter what seasonal beignet Disney throws out there, they always add that marshmallow topping too, and I'm not mad because it tastes really good. But I was a little curious how the marshmallow would play into that apple pie cinnamon vibe. It works. And I'll tell you what, I don't even think these beignets need the apple pie filling, but that's just an added flavor that should make them even better. So let's put a little apple pie on our next ear and try it out like this. The apple pie filling is good. The apples are nice and sweet. It has an additional cinnamon flavor, but call me crazy, I think I like these beignets more without the apple. I really like the flavor of that cinnamon on here. I think it's perfect, kind of as is. It's still good with the apple, but even better on its own. Maybe that's because they remind me a lot of the churro Mickey waffles that they have at Crystal Palace, on the cruise line, and now over at Caribbean Beach. They're very similar to those churro Mickey waffles. They're kind of like churro beignets. I feel like Disney has a rule that they have to follow or something that doesn't allow them to stuff these beignets, because this would have been the perfect opportunity to stuff these beignets with that apple pie filling, but instead they kind of just threw a scoop on top. Every time I get one of these seasonal beignets, I just think about how good they would be if they were stuffed with the Valentine's raspberry ones, if they stuffed them with some raspberry jam to kind of make them like a jelly donut. And these ones would be perfect with that apple pie filling stuffed in there. So I feel like there has to be some type of rule where they cannot stuff them, but stuffed or not, they're very good. Are they better than the cookies and cream beignets? That's still a no. I feel like nothing could possibly be better than those cookies and cream beignets, but I am very happy to report that these are the second best seasonal beignets I have ever had from Scat Cats, and I would definitely recommend you come check them out. I know I'll be back for them. And every time I talk about these beignets, I like to let you guys know that they're usually okay with letting you park here. Every time I pull up, I just let them know, hey, I'm here to get some beignets, and they let me right in. So for the most part, I guess it depends on security, but you should be able to park here if you're just coming to get beignets. With all this talk of seasonal beignets, it's got me thinking of some other potential summer seasonal beignet flavors if these ones don't stick around past the 4th of July. I was thinking some peach cobbler, banana pudding, strawberry shortcake would be really good, but what about some key lime pie? beignets. That would be amazing. A little key lime curd on there, some graham cracker, even throw that marshmallow sauce on top. That would be like the perfect dream beignet flavor. But let me know if you guys have any ideas for some summer beignet flavors. And for now, I think we're gonna head into the food court because there's one more thing I wanted to pick up before we head to Riverside. The food I was really looking forward to trying is the Muffuletta Burger with provolone, olive salad, and spicy aioli for $14.69. All of the quick service restaurants around the different value and moderate resorts are starting to get their own specialty burgers. And this is the specialty burger for here at French Quarter. It's been on the menu for just a couple of weeks, and I will say when I went up to order it, they had absolutely no idea what I was talking about. And they just put a burger on a bun with provolone and tomato and nothing else. And I was like, wait, where is everything else? There's no olive salad on there. And they fixed it, although they didn't seem too sure about knowing what the olive salad really was. And I ended up with what looks to be a cubed ham salad. There might be a couple olives in there, but this cubed ham situation really doesn't look too appetizing. But the burger as a whole looks pretty tasty. I watched them grill up the patty nice and fresh. The bun looks good. It looks like it's on an onion roll there. I'm very hesitant about that olive salad. Let's try it out. Let's start with the positives. The bun, really good. It's nice and soft and has a great onion flavor. The burger patty, also good. It has a nice crust on it. It's super juicy. My issue is with that ham or olive salad that they're calling it. When you get a bite with a lot of that olive salad, it overpowers everything. You can't taste the bun, you can't taste the burger, you can't taste anything but that, and it is so salty. All those meats have just been marinating in that olive brine, causing for an extremely salty flavor. And I'm not sure how I feel about that cubed ham. I feel like it's leftover cubed ham from their ham and cheddar omelets that they serve here in the morning. I feel like this would have been better with like a layer of actually like deli sliced salami and deli sliced ham. Then it would have given that full muffuletta vibe. But with that cubed olive salad, I don't know. But this leads me to believe that they're probably making a pretty decent regular plain burger here. So I would get this again, just without anything that would make it muffuletta. Because it's a good regular burger, but as is, it's a no from me. We've now made it over to the other side of the resort, Port Orleans Riverside, to grab some dinner, and we're gonna be hitting up Boatwrights. Boatwrights is the only sit-down restaurant at this resort, and I didn't want to only come over here because they have a whole brand new menu, but they're also currently doing a 40% off annual pass holder summer discount. Boatwrights isn't the only restaurant that annual pass holders currently get a 40% off discount at, so I have a list of all of the different participating restaurants right here. This discount is available on Monday through Thursday through July 31st, and I highly recommend you take advantage of this offer. Well, we have made it into Boatwrights, and like I said, one of the main reasons I wanted to come dine here tonight is because they have completely changed up their menu. New appetizers, entrees, sides, dessert, the whole ordeal. So let me show you guys this new menu because really not many things have stayed the same on it. So for appetizers, we have some pimento cheese fritters. They kept the French onion soup, which is always quite tasty. They have a plant-based wedge salad, and they have a new citrus shrimp cocktail. For entrees, they kept the all-you-care-to-enjoy platter. We have a new butcher's steak, Creole lentils, and plant-based chorizo. The shrimp pappardelle is new. The grilled salmon. They have a new panko crispy chicken. They still have the jambalaya and the prime rib. And we have some new sides here. Some spiced smoked Gouda potatoes and some bacon and cheddar loaded mash, which both sound really good. And there's an enhancement of some chimichurri grilled shrimp, too. Since there are so many new things on this menu, we're not going to get around to trying all of it, but I'm going to knock off a good chunk so I could show you guys a lot of the new offerings here, starting with their new bread service. Now, they used to have the most delicious cornbread here to start your meal off with, but now we have a new ciabatta bread with a chimichurri butter. Now, I know this might sound crazy, but I was so sad when I heard they were getting rid of the cornbread here, because honestly, that was one of the highlights to me for dining here at Boatwrights. But now we're left with this ciabatta. It is served nice and warm, although it's very soft. There's like no crisp to the outside whatsoever. And this butter sounds really interesting. A chimichurri butter. It's very soft as well. Spread some on there. The saving grace for this bread service here is that butter. I'm not sure how much it tastes like chimichurri. It just tastes like a garlic herb butter. There's a ton of herbs packed in there, a great garlic flavor, and the butter is nice and soft. That's a great butter. The bread, on the other hand, it's not that great. If you're gonna serve me a basic bread like this, I need it to have a good crust, a nice, crunchy, crusty loaf that's soft on the inside, and this is just soft throughout and really quite dry. So you need to load a lot of butter on there to kind of save it. So it's good, but it's definitely a downgrade from the cornbread. Hopefully they'll bring it back one day. I think we're gonna skip the other appetizers for now. None of them really caught my eye except for the French onion soup, which I've had a handful of times. So we're just gonna dive right into the entrees. Now everything is looking really good. I decided to order the crispy chicken, the side of loaded mashed potatoes, and this shrimp pappardelle that is looking absolutely fantastic here. I know none of this is really New Orleans or classic New Orleans style food like a lot of the rest of the menu, but honestly, this is what sounded the best to me. So I want to dive into the shrimp pappardelle, which has a roasted garlic Chardonnay cream sauce, sun-dried tomatoes, and spinach for $28. Guys, I can't even describe to you how amazing this pasta smells. It smells like a shrimp scampi, which I absolutely love. So I am so excited to dive into this. Let's try this pasta here first. The sauce that it's in looks super thick and creamy as well, and this pasta looks really fresh. I'm so surprised by this. I can't believe I'm saying this right now, but this is one of the best pasta dishes that you could get at Disney World right now. Wow, this is amazing. The sauce is absolutely delicious and coats every piece, every inch of this pasta perfectly. It's thick. It's almost like a cross between like a brown turkey gravy, a shrimp scampi sauce, and I taste a little bit of mustard in there as well, but it's nice and creamy and thick. That sauce is incredible. The pasta, I said it looked fresh. It tastes fresh as well. It has that nice like fresh pasta, soft kind of chew. It's also cooked perfectly al dente. I love it. Now we still have these shrimp, and again, this sauce is like so rich and thick that it just coats these shrimp amazingly. That shrimp is cooked perfectly. They have a little bit of a crust on them, which adds a really nice texture. There are 5 decently sized shrimp here, and they pair with that sauce so well. I am beyond surprised by this dish. I know it replaced their shrimp and grits that they had on this menu. You could still get the shrimp and grits next door at the food court, but man, this was a worthy replacement. This is amazing. And you wouldn't think you could get something like this here. I would never expect to find this good of a shrimp pasta dish here. Maybe you'd expect some type of like Cajun shrimp pasta with some Cajun seasoning and stuff. But this doesn't even taste like that. This tastes like a great Italian pasta. I love it. I will come back for this for sure. I think it's the best dish I have ever had from this restaurant. For our other entree, I decided to order the panko crispy chicken with a seasonal risotto style farro and greens for $27. I think Boatwrights is going Italian on us. You know, we had a shrimp pasta and now we have a chicken cutlet served over some risotto. And I believe the seasonal risotto currently, as of date of filming, is a spring pea risotto. It's nice and bright and green, and I see some peas in there as well. We do have a little arugula or green salad on top of our cutlet, and our cutlet, I will say, is pretty tiny. It's pretty tiny, but let's break off a piece. I love a chicken cutlet. This is a pretty good chicken cutlet. It's nice and thin. The seasoning in the breadcrumb mixture is really nice, perfectly salted. I will say it could benefit from like a nice squeeze of lemon on top. I feel like that brightness from the lemon would be really good. But the chicken on its own, it's a tasty chicken cutlet. Now I want to try this risotto. Looks super creamy there. I like the use of the farro. It's a little bit thicker than just traditional risotto, and I think it works to soak up the sauce that it's in really nicely. But the sauce isn't my favorite. It's not bad by any means. It's okay. I just think it's not maybe my favorite. I feel like maybe one of the other seasonal risottos I would like a little bit better. I love like a butternut squash risotto. So I feel like that would go really well with this dish, a butternut squash risotto. And speaking of lemon, I feel like this risotto could also benefit from a nice squeeze of lemon just to bring that extra freshness and brightness to the dish overall. This is tasty here, but I don't think I would go for it again. First of all, it's a very small portion. Like if you're coming here hungry, this is probably not going to fill you up. It's perfect for today because I'm gonna bring the rest of this home. But if you're super hungry coming here, I would not order this. The chicken cutlet is quite small. It's pounded thin, and you really don't get a lot on the side here either. So it's not a very filling dish. So while it's tasty, I just think there are better things like that shrimp pappardelle that I'm about to go back for. But before we do, we still have to try these bacon and cheddar loaded mashed potatoes that come on the side for an additional $6. I love any type of loaded potato, whether that be mashed potatoes, baked potatoes, or even fries. A loaded potato is just always so good and pretty hard to mess up, so these should be good. Like I said, pretty hard to mess up. The potatoes are nice and creamy, they're thick, they have good chunks of potato in them as well. They're not completely mashed, which I like. There's a good amount of cheddar on here and some sour cream, which I like that kind of contrast with the cold sour cream with the hot mashed potatoes, but there's not quite enough bacon on here for me. For a side that's costing $6, I feel like there should be far more bacon, and really we just have like a light dusting of it. Overall, I think the flavor is good. It has all the perfect components to a loaded mashed potato, but for $6, it's a pretty tiny side, and I probably wouldn't get it again. The only time I'd get this again is if I was getting 40% off of this meal. Then I think it's worth it. I think it's worth around like $4, but $6, I don't know, that's a bit much for a pretty tiny, like single individual size portion. So it's good, but not something I need every time. Now, guys, we still have one more course here at Boatwrights, dessert. And there is a new dessert menu here. So the bourbon chocolate cake is new. They still have the banana cream cheesecake, which actually sounds amazing. The peanut butter pie is new, and they have a new caramelized vanilla custard. So a lot of new additions on this dessert menu, but I ultimately had to go with the one that comes highly recommended, the peanut butter pie with chocolate cookie crumbs and a chantilly cream for $9. So let's break into it here and see what we're working with on the inside. We have all that chantilly cream on top, and it looks like either some caramel or some peanut butter sauce down there. Oh my gosh. I could smell the peanut butter as soon as I broke into that. Wow. It's almost like a peanut butter mousse in there, but it feels maybe a little bit thicker than a peanut butter mousse. So I'm not sure. It smells amazing though. Yeah, this is going to be another must order for me. It is so good. That peanut butter filling on the inside tastes like the inside of a Reese's cup, except it's a little less sweet and a little more salty, which I really like. It's perfectly balanced there with the chocolate. There's just like the tiniest hint of chocolate in every bite, and it really lets the peanut butter flavor shine. The caramel on that plate is so good. You also get a little crunch from that cookie crumb, and they have some peanuts on top that add extra crunch. This is so good. If you are like a peanut butter lover, this is probably one of the best peanut butter desserts here at Disney World. I get the hype. I don't know if it's my favorite. I think the almond crusted cheesecake over at Narcoossee's is still better, but man, this is good. What an amazing meal over at Boatwrights. I stand by it. That was the best food I have ever had at Boatwrights. I will definitely be back for that shrimp pappardelle and the peanut butter pie. But we are not heading out of here quite yet. There is another new food over in the food court in the quick service restaurant. They have it at French Quarter, and they also have it here at Riverside, so I figured we'd pick it up. This dessert I'm talking about is the Big Easy Custard. It's a beignet custard with a creamy pecan praline for $4.99. I saw this appear on the menu 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, and honestly, ever since I saw it, I've been looking for an excuse or a reason to come over to Port Orleans to give it a go because I love beignets. So a beignet custard, it sounds so interesting. I feel like it could either go one of two ways. This could be like the best newfound dessert, or it could be so sweet that it's not great, but we shall see. The good thing is, this is not too sweet. In fact, I don't think it's sweet enough. The custard really just tastes like plain old custard. It has like the slightest beignet flavor. I get a beignet vibe, but it's not fully there. It mainly just tastes like regular custard. The praline topping is really good. I love those crunchy nuts in there. It has a great like brown sugary kind of flavor and pairs nicely, helps to sweeten up the custard a little bit. I like the direction that they're going with this because they should be making more beignet flavored things. Beignet flavored everything, I'm down for. But I just don't think the custard has enough like beignet flavor. It's still good, and I think this is like absolutely huge for like $5. This is a huge, hefty portion, but I'm not all on board completely. I keep trying the custard on its own, the beignet custard on its own, in hopes that it'll taste more like a beignet, and it doesn't. But it's still good. I just think I'd rather get like a regular beignet or that peanut butter pie we had. But that is going to do it for us here today at Port Orleans. I am very happy to report that they have introduced some great new food at this resort. We started off with those seasonal beignets that I'm really hoping stick around for a little later than the 4th of July because those were very good. I wouldn't be mad if they were here all summer, and I'm very happy that they finally have a new seasonal beignet flavor that is actually good and lives up to the hype of the cookies and cream ones, because the last couple ones they had weren't that great, but these, top notch. And then of course we went over to Boatwrights, where we had some amazing food from their new menu. That shrimp pasta, the peanut butter pie, highly recommend both of them. Port Orleans definitely has some of my favorite food out of all of the resorts at Disney World, and I'm so happy they're kind of adding more and more things to the menu. So thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Thank you to everyone over on Patreon. I really appreciate your support. As always, if you enjoy honest Disney food reviews, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.